What's up, people? We are back with another video. Today we're looking at Gayton Mckenzie's effort to bring more live games to SABC. To be more specific, we talk about the national team's matches. Gayton Mckenzie is trying hard to help the SABC so that they can broadcast national teams live. That would include the Springboks and the Proteas. Then they will also consider some live boxing because there's no boxing. Let's say like the international one, the likes of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. You don't see that on SABC because you have to pay for that on SuperSport. The broadcast of live of matches for all our national teams is vitally important because national teams brings all South Africa together. It makes sure that the youngsters are able to watch their heroes, which they hope to emulate in future. Then when all South Africans are able to watch the national teams, they are happy if they win. If the national teams wins, the nation is in happy mood because we are addicted to winning. There was a Cricket World Cup earlier this year, and most South Africans were not able to watch the Proteas during the group stages, Super Six, and the semi-finals. That was not acceptable since the World Cup only comes once in every, I think it's once in every 3 years. So SABC has a mandate to broadcast these games, but they do not have money. Clearly, the Minister of Sports cannot buy these rights on behalf of SABC simply because the Department of Sport has got the smallest budget out of all the government departments. My view is that the private sector must come in to assist as they stand to benefit as well. For instance, in January this year, SABC did not have money to broadcast the Africa Cup of Nations. Then Betway bought the rights on behalf of SABC because they knew that they would get a huge exposure. Once they got the exposure, then more people were able to bet on their matches, and also South Africans were able to watch the games. So the private sector won and the viewers won because they watched the games free, and Betway won because they got more people to bet on their games. And very few people win their bets. So Betway makes a lot of money due to lost bets. That's a fact. So that exposure helps Betway to make money. So it's clear that when you got the broadcast rights, it's easy to make money. When SABC pulled out of televising the Springbok Test matches against Ireland over a month ago, millions of South Africa missed out on watching their world champions because they simply cannot afford pay TV. To be specific, they can't afford DSTV Premium because it's very, very expensive. I think it's close to 1,000, if not more. I'm not sure because I don't watch it. So Gayton Mckenzie has told the media that his approach was not to force SuperSport to hand over the broadcast rights for free. He said, "I'm working on it. I've met SuperSport, and there's a wrong perception that I want to fix now. When I say we are going to war, we are not going to war against SuperSport. That is clarity. It is not the responsibility of SuperSport to make sure that people of this country see the game. And now the people have got a wrong impression. I'm actually going to war with the broadcaster. I'm actually going to war with the politicians because politicians are supposed to make money available. Since SuperSport is in a business, they can't just give away rights for free because they'll lose money and they'll make a loss. Hence, their business model will just fail." So Gayton said, "So if I expect SuperSport tomorrow to give these rights over for free, then I'm killing their business, and I've never made that expectations." That is Gayton speaking here. It's clearly obvious that Gayton Mckenzie is trying his best to assist, but I still believe that the key people to solve this issue is the private sector. It's companies like Betway as well as SA Breweries, which makes a lot of money because most South Africans consume alcohol when they're watching sports. So SAB, Casablanca, they make more money because of sports lovers. Every time sport people are watching soccer or cricket or rugby, they are always drinking. So it makes sense that SAB sponsors SAPC in order to buy this rights. So I challenge the likes of SA Breweries to come on board since they will benefit even more if they can sponsor SAPC. Then everyone will benefit. Watch the people will just watch the national team for free, and SAP will benefit through exposure, and also more people will consume their product because sports lovers love their beer when they are watching soccer or rugby. Plus, SA Breweries is hardly affected by the economic recession because people are always drinking. People drink when they are happy. People also drink when they are sad to just drown their sorrows. So SA Breweries is always making money. So there's no excuse for them to not come on board and assist the public broadcaster. It's very simple. SA Breweries must come and assist. And I'm saying this because Betway is already sponsoring the Soccer Premier League. So I don't expect Betway to come and help SAPC again because they are doing more for the game. So companies like SA Brothers must come on board. Since these developments, Gayton Mckenzie has met the Minister of Communication, Mr. Sweli Malatsi, as well as SAPC and SuperSport, just to resolve this broadcast issue. Gayton Mckenzie hoped that this matter will be solved as soon as possible so that South Africans can watch their heroes in peace. That's all that you want. Gayton further stated that, but this of expecting that we are the public broadcaster and we are are the politicians, these people depend on it. We can't put the responsibility on SuperSport alone. So we have a responsibility for our people for watching the game, and I'm going to fix this because it is my duty as a Minister of Sport to fix this. In Gayton, I believe that he is going to solve this issue because he understands how business works, and I'm sure he's going to engage a lot of sponsors that will come on board and help SAPC. Lastly, Gayton McKenzie is also trying to bring some other sporting events to South Africa. Those events include the Formula One, Power Slap, and the UFC. We last had the UFC over 30 years ago, not the UFC, the Formula One over 30 years ago. Then Power Slap is a fairly new sport, so we'll see how it goes. Then the UFC, it's the Ultimate Fighting Championship. It's a sport that involves boxing, kickboxing, and wrestling. And South Africa has one champion in the UFC, and his name is Trikas Du Plessis. He recently defended his belt against Israel Adesanya of Nigeria in Perth. So there are a lot of interesting times ahead, and I hope Gayton McKenzie will be able to resolve the outstanding issue as soon as possible because South Africans deserve to watch their sports every weekend. It cannot be that only certain people are able to watch sports. It's just wrong. So this thing here of SABC struggling. And one thing that I find it strange is that SABC is able to broadcast a Premier League game every Saturday, and then also a, a German Bundesliga match as well. So SABC, they've got money to pay for the Premier League as well as for the German football, but they cannot buy the rights to broadcast our national teams. So SABC as well, they need to get their priorities right because you cannot put the English Premiership ahead of the Springboks and the Proteas. So Gayton McKenzie has to put that point across to SABC and ask them why are they broadcasting the English Premier League, yet they cannot show us the Springboks and the Proteas. So in the next coming months, I hope Gayton does that and also try to bring some boxing because in the past we used to watch boxing for free on SABC 2, I think SABC 2, yeah. So I'm not sure what happened exactly because SABC at the time was not that rich, but they were able to bring real good sports for the people. So something went wrong when the likes of Saudi took over. That's where the money was stolen and SABC became bankrupt. But hopefully everything will be fixed as soon as possible because we're tired of working or of waiting. Thank you for watching. Do remember to subscribe to the page. It's called South African Late News.